Back from Alphacharts with a stocks to watch video. Today is September 14th, 2025. Before we get started, this video is for informational purposes only. These are not recommendations to buy, sell, or hold any stock or security. Now, I may hold positions in some of the equities mentioned. Know your time frame and risk tolerance. All right, if you haven't done so, check me out on X at Alphacharts365. I'm posting stuff there all the time, charts, setups, thoughts on the market, mostly in that kind of stuff. I also have a subscriber portion of that. It's $10 a month, but you get members only videos, you get in-depth watch lists, market reports, focus lists, midweek videos, market notes twice a week, midweek videos twice a week, annotated charts, daily market scans, subscriber requests, chart requests, live streams. You get all of that for just $10 per month. I mean, it's an amazing spot, a price point. I don't tell you to buy or sell. That's your choice. Just like in this video, I'm not telling you what to do. I definitely go in more in depth with my subscribers than I do anywhere else. Um, if you work full time, if you're new to trading, this is a perfect, addition to your trading. It's a companion more than anything else for $10 a month. I believe that this type of research is invaluable to everybody. So check it out at AlphaCharts365. Click that subscribe. I'm also on YouTube. Same video content. Just click the subscribe and you get it all. Also, the annotated charts on there. So check that out. But let's get into this video. So Dow Jones Industrial. You see we're in an uptrend. I put out a state of the market video on Saturday mornings, and I think that goes into all my reasons why I think we should be bullish right now. If you're interested, check that out. But let's get into these charts. I have 10 names for you today. 10 names that I think either are set up or are setting up, right? You make your decision on where you want to be. And my dog wants on the chair with me, so I got to get my dog up here. All right. And Yeah, so let's get going. All right. So first name, I think, again, assuming that we're in a bullish market, I think China, right? I think China. And so KWeb, I think, which is the Chinese internet. Again, you see right here, like this is on subscribers. We talked about buying it here. It may or may not have worked. I'm in this one though currently, so we'll just move that off there. That's fine. And you see this big base, right? Big base coming out. You see this kind of VCP type of pattern, and there's your breakout. Again, if we get a little retest, a little comeback, or maybe you find a spot in here you want, and I think that would work out real good. Just to zoom in a little bit, again, it's a little bit extended. Probably needs to just come back or consolidate just a little bit and then go, right? Something like that. All right. And sticking with the Chinese theme, HSAI is another Chinese name. And if you look at this, let's go to the weekly chart on this one, and you can see this one very nicely here. I got no position in this, but you see it's kind of breaking out to this general area. I won't call it quite a breakout yet. It may need to come back in and make it one more higher low and then go, right? I mean, so that would be an interesting spot if you come back in and then breaks out from there, and you could buy right in there or something. All right, so this is definitely one. Also, look at this volume ramp up, right? A 72% increase. Let me throw a view up on that week anyway. Yeah, I mean, it looks absolutely fine. A big base in HSAI. It trades a lot of shares too, which is nice. All right, let's keep going. Let's say on the weekly charts, because I like weekly charts. And let's look at SoFi. Here's SoFi again. Look at this big base in SoFi. Um, Trying to break out. We'll zoom in and go to the daily. And now you see this kind of sideways movement. So you can actually, put a little line, somewhere around here, right? And, if it breaks above that, I think it's actionable, right? I think SoFi is one of the potential big leaders coming up. It's already been a pretty big move going on here. But again, we saw the base is just now completing, and maybe this is some sort of handle. Maybe it's just a consolidation, a base on base, whatever. It's a consolidation though, and if it can break higher, I think that's potentially actionable, right? Next one is saying in the financials, that's a financial company. New. This is new holdings. And let's go to the weekly because I love weekly charts, man. You can always check the weekly out, right? So you see, this is the whole, IPO'd in 2021, and it came up, came around. It has this kind of cup. Maybe it needs a little handle here, right? So I'm not saying this is like enter right now, a little handle and then go, something like that. You could buy in the handle if you wanted to, if that works for you. If not, you buy the breakout, your choice. You could buy here and add here, something like that. I go over all this with my members. This is one that I'm watching. I think it looks really good. That's NU. Again, on the weekly chart, you can see it really clearly. What else do we have? Remember, I'm not sharing any charts with you. I'm sharing like really good looking charts. This is real stuff right here. Again, Rocket Lab, weekly. It really was, just here was awesome. Came back, and now we've been on this run here from 14 to 52. It consolidated again, and it's trying to break out. It hasn't quite done it yet, and so you may see a few days or maybe another a week, maybe an inside week here, and that could be potentially you could play off of that. It's a little bit extended, obviously, a 16% up week. Not saying it can't continue. Let's look at the daily and see what we got going on here. So you see the consolidation right there. Big move on Friday, 10% in the last 2 days. There's your 15. That was basically the whole week was in these 2 days. Yeah, again, another one that thinks inside week, right? So maybe a pullback, something like this, and then moving averages catch up or close to it. And then you could play it versus that inside week and then inside week and up. So another one that's setting up. It may not be actionable Monday morning, but again, it's a great looking chart. And these are how we train our eyes, right? Going to PGY. PGY. A lot of people aren't talking about this one, so that's good. Again, let's go to the weekly chart. This is the name I own. And you see on the weekly chart, you had a big run up, right after the IPO, big run up, and it just completely crashed, man. It went from $412, holy cow, to $6. And maybe that was a reverse split in there too. So that's something to consider. But it's now breaking out and is now above all of this supply, which is great. So what was resistance now hopefully becomes support, and it looks like it wants to go forward. Now let's go to the daily. And on the daily, first off, you see there's a huge gap right here, all the way up to $83. So that's a good sign right there that we've entered the gap. Looking here, again, this is my note to subscribers. You get, from 825 around that 35, so we're already in it. It's kind of just gone sideways since then, so it's been some appreciation, but not a ton. I still think this is just consolidating, creating a nice little base, good accumulation on the chart. Looks like it wants higher. What can I say? If it gets above, call it $40, I think it could hopefully start that next trend up again, continuous trend up. All right, next up is a more speculative Roku. Again, let's go to the weekly chart. Let's show this out real good. Hello, Roku. I got stopped out on this trade last week, but I'm still watching it. I think it still looks really good. Just wasn't ready, and that's fine. It may be ready, next week or the week after. I don't know. But you had, went was 500 to 37, went sideways for literally 3 years, right? 3 years of sideways action. We're starting to see that nice bullish cross right here on the 23-day and the 50-day, and it's trying to break out. So if it gets above, 105 or so, I think this is a name that we could be involved in, right? Again, for it to move back up, maybe it gets all the way up to $200, 280, something like that. Wouldn't mind, $300, somewhere around there. That's a big move if we can get that. I don't know if it will or won't, but that'd be where I'd like to see it get to, right around that $300-ish area. Going from 100 to 3, risk reward basis, that'd be very nice. All right, let's keep going. TEM. A lot of people talk about this name. I just got involved with it this past week. Again, note to subscribers from 8:30 when I got involved 2 weeks ago. But either way, it's now breaking out. I believe that these three bars look much different than anything else we've seen in this area, which shows they could not push it down like they did here, and even here, right? It did not go down. And it just consolidated and went back up. That is a change of character. Weekly charts show it all very clearly, and I want to be involved also. If you notice, the volume here and here is very nice. Definitely shows weekly accumulation going on the last 5 or 6 weeks. Going to the daily chart again, note subscribers right there. Daily chart, you have that big breakout for 13.5%. Now you have consolidation. And if it goes again inside and up, you could be involved versus there. It may need to make another day or two or consolidate, before if it's ready to go. But it's a constructive chart. Again, these are the names that we should be looking at, I believe. It's names I am looking at, obviously. Tesla. Again, everyone knows Tesla, so it's like, oh, there's nothing we don't know. But look at this move. That move is incredible, off of this consolidation. And even more importantly, it is the bigger move that I'm watching, right? Again, note to subscribers. We've had many notes, but this is the most recent one off of this most recent trade. We bought around 330, so we're in a great position here. But this is the consolidation, and this is the bigger consolidation. This is a small consolidation. This is what I'm watching, really. This is just a place for me to enter. Now, it's up to this, almost 400, 395-ish area, right? And I think that I don't want to add here. This is not the place to add. This is not the place to chase. Even if it gaps up a little bit, I want to wait for maybe a pullback. Come on. Again, I'm not looking for the pullback. Moving averages get caught up a little bit, maybe around 380. Again, I have no idea. And then I can always add in here or upon the breakout. If you're not in it yet, this is a potential starting position and then a potential adding position. That's it. That's it, right? Very simple. Keep it simple, because let's not complicate trading. It's hard enough as it is. Why should we complicate it? Last one, number 10. Number 10 is OKLO, Oklo, the nuclear name, right? Again, I like this name quite a bit. Again, go to the weekly chart. You see it's been an absolute monster on the weekly. Up, there's pull back at times, right? There's up, and if you notice, the pullback is not nearly as deep. There's been sellers here, but then you see the buyers are stepping in on the back end, and now it's starting to take this flag out. All right, so I think that's a really nice really nice place to be right here. A breakout versus a flag. Let's go into the daily chart, and you see how it's starting to really get above. Now, again, we're getting to a place where we've seen sellers kind of come in. So maybe it goes up a little bit, then it comes back, then it goes up a little bit, then it comes back, and then it goes something like that, right? So it may have a little more squirreliness in it right around here. But I think this is one that we should be paying attention to and have positions in. I do in a longer term account. I think this is one of the big winners coming in the nuclear field. I could be wrong. That's my opinion. But again, if you look at the accumulation on the chart, there's a ton of giant green bars going on in this particular chart, and I like that quite a bit. If you haven't done so, check me out at Alphacharts 365. Click on that subscribe button. $10 a month, no contracts. It's totally worth it. If you don't like it, again, it's month to month. And I appreciate you watching. You take care.